When you think about ancient Greece, you think about Spartan warriors, Greek gods, and men who fought over everything. Not exactly a place known for calmness, but somehow they produced the calmest, most stoic philosophers in human history. Men so calm, people felt nervous just being in the same room as them. And there was one man who figured out a method so powerful that Alexander the Great, the man who had conquered half the world, would specifically seek him out before battles just to sit near him. Not for advice, just to feel what it was like to be around someone who feared it nothing. I'm going to break down who he was, his exact method, and how you can actually use it right now to be so calm it makes people nervous. It was 360 BC when a boy was born in the city of Elis, Pyro, and from birth life was ordinary. He was a painter, nobody, no status, no influence, no reason for anyone to pay attention to him, until he joined Alexander the Great's army at 30, sailed into some of the most dangerous battles in history, and while every soldier around him was terrified, Pyro was completely unbothered, not pretending, not performing, actually unbothered. And by the time he returned to Greece, the most powerful men in the country were coming to him, not for military advice, not for wealth, to understand how a man with nothing, no army, no status, no power, made everyone around him feel like they were the ones who had something to lose. And this is where we go into his method. Pyro said most people make themselves nervous before anyone else gets the chance. The moment you walk into a room needing something from it, needing approval, needing to win, needing to not be embarrassed, you have already handed power to everyone in that room. They can feel it and they use it. He called the alternative ataraxia, complete unshakability, not controlling your reaction, reaching a state where there is nothing inside you left to react. No need for approval, no fear of judgment, no attachment to what happens next. And he said the way to get there was one, practice. Before any situation that made him nervous, he would ask, what is the worst that actually happens here? Not the story his brain was telling him, the actual worst outcome. And then he would ask, can I survive that? The answer was almost always yes. And once he knew he could survive the worst, nothing in between had any power over him. A student came to him once and said, but what if people think badly of you? Pyro looked at him and said, and then what? The student had no answer, and that was the whole method. Every fear collapses when you follow it all the way to the end, and once you've followed it all the way to the end, the room loses its power over you entirely, and the people in it can feel that, and it makes them nervous, because the only one person who can't be controlled is the person who needs nothing from you. And I only started using this when I was 17 at my first ever sales job. It was the first month in, and I made a mistake on an order. I sent the wrong items to a client. My boss found out and called me into the middle of the office floor in front of everyone. Not his office, the floor, where the whole team could watch, and he started yelling, telling me I was careless, unprofessional, and this was going to cost him money. And his face went red, and he was waiting for me to crumble, to apologize excessively, go red, stammer, look at the floor, and something shifted in me in that moment. I remember thinking, what is actually the worst that happens here? He fires me, and then what? I find another job. That's it. That's the whole disaster. So I just looked at him calmly and said, I understand, I'll fix it today. That was it. No panic, no excessive apology, no reaction to match his energy, and the room went completely quiet. Not because I'd said anything impressive, because he had swung as hard as he could and hit nothing, and everyone in that room felt it. He walked away faster than I expected, and for the rest of that job, nobody in that office tried to make me feel small again. And that's ataraxia. You don't become calm by trying to stay calm in the moment. You become calm before the moment by following every fear to its actual end, and realizing there was never as much as there as your brain said. The room only has power over the person who needs something from it. Walk in needing nothing and watch how quickly the dynamic shifts. Thank you for watching. If you did enjoy, please subscribe so more people can see this. So thank you.